Hello everyone. So today I'll be playing some more of my custom set, Flawed Reality. So this time around, I found the last game a bit easy, so let's try doing an Expedition Battle 2 without any upgrades. So we're going to get to see some upgraded Void basics this time. We're going to be facing off against the Alkemist here. And the Alkemist is going to have this thing called a research track. There's a lot of text here, but it's not as bad as it looks. Essentially, this nemesis will be advancing on these tracks, and then the the persistent effect or whatever effect that the pawn is in is going to be active, and there are conditions at the bottom of each track that tell you how to reduce that track. So Aqua causes the Alchemist to gain life, Terra does Gravehold damage, Ignis does player damage, and Air causes discards. And we're going to want to deal damage to get rid of Aqua, pay Aether to get rid of Terra, lose charges to get rid of Ignis, and gain cards while spending Aether to lose Air. Alright. So we're going to set all of these at 0. And I'll be playing on increased difficulty alongside the upgrades. So we're going to destroy an Impure Aqua. Ignis, Terra, and Air. So we're going to start with an 8-card research deck. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of alchemy of my own, and I'm going to take Raven. Raven can fuse and duplicate cards. So, she has these 2 signature cards, Coalesce and Recreate. Coalesce is able to return 2 cards to the supply, and then gain a card that costs less than the sum of those cards, and put it straight into her hand. So she could take 2 3-cost cards and fuse them into a 5-cost card. Or take a 5-cost and a 4-cost, fuse them into an 8-cost. Able to cheat out some real powerful stuff that way. For my second mage, I think I'm going to take Cadence. Every single time Cadence does more damage than she has momentum tokens, she gains a momentum token. So if she has 0 momentum tokens, then she has to deal 1 damage to get 1, and then she has to deal 2 damage to get 2, 3 damage to get 3, and so forth. She can go over it and she'll still get them, but yeah, she requires a bit of a careful hand in order to constantly hit those momentum token thresholds. So I'll use this to express her momentum tokens. Now for my supply, let's just go ahead and just draw some random cards. 5, 3, and 4. Okay. So let's just go ahead and re-roll these 2 cards, because we saw them last time. And okay. Looks like we are between Meditative Tanzanite and Unactivated Voidium. I really like Unactivated Voidium. It's a fun card. Let's go for it. Sure, we'll take a Kaleidoscopic Creedite. This card's very expensive, but it's quite good. So we have a 3, 4, and 8. So definitely want a 5-cost here. And I didn't go to the bottom of the Glowing Embers pile. So let's go like this. It's a mostly different from our previous supply. Maybe this time we'll see the bottom of the Glowing Embers pile. Alright. Let's get rid of these. And let's get started. So, first of all, Cadence is going to take her turn. So as you see here, one of her signature cards are Harmony. This does more damage if she has a lot of momentum, and it causes player healing if she has some momentum. Her ability lets her spend 5 charges in order to deal damage based on her momentum. She can either get more momentum and deal less damage, or she can blow up all of her momentum and deal twice as much damage. So she's going to open by playing Harmony and buying a Rhythmic Bombardment. So this spell does 3 damage, or does 1 damage and returns another spell from your discard pile to your hand. So that can be quite good with a more expensive spell, but this supply doesn't really have more expensive spells. The most expensive spell here is Thaumic Chakram, which destroys itself, does 2 damage, and then thins out your deck while gaining a 4-cost card. It's a good card, but it's not exactly something you want to be returning with Rhythmic Bombardment very often. But it's not bad to just return itself. Nameless Incantation does more damage based on the Nemesis tier. So right now it's only going to deal 2 damage, but later it'll deal 3, then maybe even 4 if we get all the way to tier 3. And Glowing Embers does 2 damage, but at the bottom of its supply pile, we have Ember Ignition, which does 4 damage and lets players destroy Glowing Embers when it's cast. So that's kind of our spell options there. So Unactivated Voidium is another mixed supply pile card. At the top there is Unactivated Voidium, which can thin its own pile out. And at the bottom we have Activated Voidium, which is just a very powerful 4 Aether Gem. Okay, we have player 2 again, so we're going to deal 1 damage to the Alkemist here, getting me a bit of momentum. And I'm going to prep out these 2 sparks. Okay, so now we're going to play some Raven. So with Raven, I typically like to try and open up my 3 Breach on turn 3, which means buying a Crackling Amethyst, focusing, and then opening. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that. So her other signature card, Recreate, is used to duplicate cards in her deck. So she can discard like a Omnivorous Rue or even like a Kaleidoscopic Creedite and just get more of them. So that can be pretty exciting. Another damage to the Alkemist here. And we're going to stick to the initial plan. Alright, we get Void Hypothesis. So this card will give us the top 4 cards of the research deck is going to unleash twice and destroy any impure cards played this way. So in this deck there are pure and impure cards. The pure cards are more powerful, and the Nemesis will be trying to destroy the impure elements. So we're going to get Onyx Griffin here. So the Void mechanic, we go over it in the other game, but essentially 10 or more of them you lose. You can spend 3 charges to get rid of one of them, and the more Void tokens there are, the gnarlier things get. This Onyx Griffin gets more health based on the Void tokens and does player damage every single turn while it's out. Okay, so we're going to get Void Hypothesis, so we're going to reveal the top 4 cards of the research deck. And now we're going to get to discard 2 of them, and the other 2 will be played. Then we're going to destroy any impure cards played. So here we have Impure Aqua and Terra and Pure Aqua and Terra. Now the obvious thing here to do would be like, discard these pure cards so we get the weaker impure cards. However, then these cards would be permanently lost. So what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to play these pure cards and discard the impure ones, which is pretty gnarly. Does 1 damage here and heals the Nemesis 2 life, but it'll keep the Nemesis deck, a research deck, a bit thicker. We're going to deal 2 damage now, so let's just deal 2 damage to Cadence. And we get a Lead Golem. Reveal the top 2 cards of the research deck and destroy an impure card. And if no cards are destroyed this way, we unleash instead. So this will also be trying to thin out the Nemesis research deck. We're going to deal 2 damage, killing off this Onyx Griffin, getting us a second momentum. Okay. So here, I think I'll take this unactivated Voidium and hope for the best there. Now next turn I'll have 5 Aether, so I can go for opening up this 3 breach. Alternatively, I can try and rely on Omnivorous Rue to open up my breaches, but that'll take a while. Okay. We are going to deal 1 damage here, crack open this breach and prep this. Now I have 4 cards in my deck, which will let me draw right back into my Crackling Amethyst next turn, which is real nice. Boss is up. So we're going to resolve both of these effects here, which is going to give the Alchemist 3 life and do 2 damage to Gravehold. These both go down by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now we're going to resolve the Lead Golem, destroying this Impure Air. And we play a Dark Wisp. So this is going to spawn in more Void tokens, and then eventually cause unleashes and players to discard prepped spells. So they're both dangerous, but I'm going to take out the Dark Wisp first. Let's see, I can go 5+3 and try to fuse them into Omnivorous Ruse. But I think I'd rather just pick up this Thaumic Chakram and start thinning out Raven's deck. I know I haven't really been using her gimmick yet, but supporting her deck otherwise and then letting these 2 cards shine, I think, is a really big part of her strategy. So this is at 3 health, now it's at 0. We get our 3rd momentum token. And alright. So next turn I'll be getting a Spark, so I can start working towards my 4th momentum token here. Going like that. Okay, I'm going to crack that breach open. This lets me destroy a card in this card supply pile, getting 1 card closer to that big one. Let's hope that pays off. Okay. So we're going to go 1, 2. Do I want to try and duplicate this Thaumic Chakram? Well, I could dupe it and then fuse it into Kaleidoscopic Credites. But unfortunately, that's pretty low on the damage end. So I think I'm going to cast like this to deal 3 damage. So this goes down to 3 health. You're going to prepare these 2. And let's save some Gravehold health here. We're going to push down the Terra track. Great. So we're going to deal 3 damage, destroying 2 crystals in my hand, and grabbing a 4-cost card. So let's pick up the unactivated Voidium. That's 3 damage there, and I think I'm happy with not casting these cards. I'm just going to take a Nameless Incantation. Alright, looks like we're getting some boss turns here. So do I just go 4 damage into face? I guess I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, not quite enough to push back the Aqua track. But I'll be alright. Yeah. And for 4, I'm going to pick up yet another Rhythmic Bombardment. Alright, that's more health on the Nemesis. And we're going to play Scientific Method. Discard the top card of the research deck. If it's pure, play it. Otherwise, destroy it and unleash. Also, if it's pure, it's returned back to the top. So we're going to get Pure Ignis. It's going to deal 1 damage to a player and get returned right back to the top there. So that's going to be really annoying because we know that next turn, or next time we unleash, we're going to get that again. Now we're going to get an upgraded Void Basic. Now, this is gnarly. It's tier 1, and it costs 7 Aether to get rid of. And all these effects are rough. So because we're low Void, if it were to resolve now, we Void 4 times, and a player draws 2 cards. Let me tell you, that trade, not worth it. The second option, even worse. Drawing an extra card from the Nemesis deck is awful. And the last one is it discards a card, loses a Void token, and draws an extra card. So that one's actually not awful, but it's pretty unlikely that we're going to get it. And it is still bad. It's going to get us so close to tier 3. Okay. We're going to get 2 player damage here off of the Ignis. Alkemist. So this is similar to the card we resolved earlier. We're going to reveal the top 4 cards, so it's going to reveal all of these, and it's going to shuffle this over, in fact. Alright. So now it's kind of the same decision. Do we want to destroy these impure cards, or keep the pure cards, just play them? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard these Ignises, actually, because I don't want to take player damage. I'm going to take my 3 air and 2 Terra. This causes a player to discard a card. I think I'll discard a crystal here. Okay, I think I'm going to keep this here just so I can get a bit more momentum. And then for 5, let's pick up a Thaumic Chakram. Okay. Here I'm going to do 2 damage. And for 4 Aether. Actually, sorry. I forgot about air. Don't worry, Tixie's back. These are totally allowed. I'm going to take a Nameless Incantation instead and pay 2 extra Aether to get rid of 2 air. Alright. So now I'm going to get 2 charges and use them to reduce 2 Ignis. So here we're kind of treading water, which kind of sucks. But we'll see if we can make a comeback here. Oh, okay. Another 7 Aether to discard power, and I don't have this kind of funds. So it's going to unleash twice and void twice. Alright. That's 5 damage and 1 heal. Which does reduce this down to 0 aqua, thanks to the bottom left effect there. So I go up to 5 momentum. So that's able to now heal Gravehold for 1 with Melodic Sapphire. I'm going to pick up a Glowing Embers here. Alright. 1, 2. 3 damage. Let's dupe these amethysts. And I'm going to pick up a Glowing Embers. So now next turn, I should have 8 Aether. Or 2 turns from now. I'll have to not cast this Nameless Incantation to do so, so I guess I should prep like this. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, but you know, that's Raven. Okay, well, but we're going to resolve these powers. So, let's void 4 times here. And then any player is going to draw 2 cards. So that is awful for us. We can either get 7 Aether there, or we can pick up these. And that's probably better. Let's just take them while we can. Okay, so now we're at a boatload of Aether there. And now we're going to unleash twice. Getting us 3 Terra. And Gravehold damage. And 2 Aqua. And we're going to void twice. So now we're up to 7 void. And now you'll get to see the wonders of high void. Okay. Unleash twice void, or unleash 4 times the nemesis loses a void token. I think I have no choice but to take the unleash 4 times here. Yeesh. Okay, so we get 3 here. 2 life. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. And we're going to lose a void token here. And okay, hopefully, we can get some player turns and deal with this. Alright. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Which reduces Aqua by 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Aether. So I'm going to pick this up. I have 6 Aether left, which I will use to reduce this from 7 or 6 Terra, and I'll reduce it twice down to 2. That's 6 damage. This gets down by 2. Okay. Not bad. Well, let's destroy that. And give Raven some charges. And get rid of more Terra. Let's try and keep this damage under control. And we should be at 6 momentum now. Okay. It's 2 more player damage. 3 more health in the nemesis. Ooh, overtake. Unleash 4 times. Void. Gravehold suffers 6 damage. How's that fair? So we're going to unleash 4 times, so we're going to get Pure Terra. It's 1 damage. Pure Ignis. It's another damage. Pure Aqua. That's 2 health. And Pure Air. That's a bit of everything, huh? And any player discards a card. So I think I want to probably just discard one of these crystals. And then we're going to set this next to the player with the lowest life. That player can either shuffle their turn order card into their turn order deck, or suffers 4 damage to have the nemesis lose 4 void tokens. So I can give this to Raven, and either I could stay at high void, or I can take 4 damage on Raven in order to bump down all the way to 2 void tokens. And that's a tough choice. What choice do I have to make now? So would I either get extra Raven turn or bump down void? Okay, so more Raven turns means more activated Voidiums, which also means less voids. So let's go for it. Oh, man. I'm not happy with that. Alright. Well. It's 2 damage. Do I want to recreate one of these? Like recreate Glowing Embers, perhaps? No. I just want to play normally here. Okay. And let's pick up another charge. Alright, that's 4, 5, 6. Do I want to fuse these 2 cards into an Omnivorous Rue? I think I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. Yeah, okay. That's 1 more damage, reducing this down to 2, and I'm going to take an Omnivorous Rue. Now, any player may destroy up to 2 cards in their hand. A different player may focus their Closed Breach with the lowest focus cost. So, I'm going to destroy this and focus this. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Aether. So I'm going to pick up a Nameless Incantation and then pay off 2 air. Oops. I have to give you charges, not cadences, of course. And this gives her 2 charges. Okay. That's just 4 damage to the dome. And yep. That's less Ignis. Okay, it's just another charge. And oh boy. So player's going to discard 2 cards. So let's just discard these 2. No harm, no foul. It's 2 damage, Gravehold. 3 more life. And we're still at high void, unfortunately. Dark Onyx Scion. Void twice, then set this minion's life to twice the amount of life as the amount of void tokens that Nemesis has. I've actually nerfed this. I know it doesn't say it, but it's supposed to currently say equal to the amount of void tokens, because void twice is already bad as effect. So now we are at 8 void. That's very close to the lost condition here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, the idea behind that is that like just a card that says void twice is already bad for a tier 2 card. Okay. So that's 4 damage, killing that. Healing for 1. That's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Unless I don't want to return Harmony, which might be sensible here. Yeah, I guess I just won't. So that's just 2 more damage then. We're going to push this down by 2 with my 3 Aether and heal Gravehold for 1. Okay. That's 4 damage. I'm going to take back Harmony and deal 2 more. Pushing this down by 2. And alright, I'm just going to start picking up charges for Cadence. Okay. And the boss is up. Quicksilver Golem. This will reveal the top 2 cards, destroy an impure card revealed this way, and then unleash. That's a rough one, but maybe we just go face. Well, the more the boss unleashes, the more we are tempted to just go face. So reveal the top 2 cards, we destroy this, then we're going to unleash, pushing this up, doing 1 damage here. And we're either going to unleash twice and deal 8 damage to Gravehold, or we're just going to unleash 3 times. And I think we're just going to unleash 3 times here, because I'm not sure about the 8 Gravehold damage here. So it's 1, 2, 3. And we are going to discard you. Alright. That's 4, 5, 6. We're just going to deal 3 damage here. Going to heal Cadence for 1. And give her another card. Okay. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Do I even want this anymore? Maybe this is a mistake. It's like too slow at this point. But regardless. Yeah. We're just going to destroy this. Let you draw 2. give you 2 charges, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Aether to use my ability. And I get to return 2 cards from play or my discard pile to my hand, and then destroy a card in my hand. So I'm going to take these 2 incantations back, destroy this, and I'm going to prep these. And okay. So hopefully I can kill the boss before too long. Also, these last 2 turns I've dealt 5 damage each time, right? Not on Cadence's turn, so I should have 2 less Aqua. Okay, that's 7 damage. Going down by 2. And I guess I'm just prepping these, not that it matters too much. But yeah. This also doesn't really matter that much. Just playing out that crystal and reordering the deck that way. And okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Bumping up to 8 momentum. I'm going to use my ability, Grand Finale, for 16, finishing off the Nemesis. Okay. So that was a nerve-wracking fight. Going to go south very often, very quickly. But I managed to turn the corner there. So next up, you're seeing Void Experiments. And then Time Contraction Field. Very fun. So this card would be shuffled into the turn order deck as a Nemesis turn. And then we'd have to deal with that. And we have to deal with 8 Void tokens. So yeah, this was a very close game. The health totals were decent, but the fact that I was up to 8 Void meant I was taking a lot of risks. Those risks paid off, but pretty shortly, Gate Descent, Time Contraction Field, that would have killed me very quickly. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you in the next one. See ya.